Kakadosh, Boker Or, good morning. I wanted to share with you a beautiful idea on the Parashat. HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes and he asks Avraham Avinu, he tells him, Lech Lecha. Yeah, go for yourself, go. It was actually a beautiful Dvar Torah from the Gaon Vilna, that the Gaon Vilna was saying that Lech Lecha is Gematria of 100. And therefore, the entire concept of 100 is the lifetime of a human being. If you remember, we spoke about 120 or 100, right, for 100 years. So this comes from here of Lech Lecha. Lech Lecha is that a person has a job of 100 years. And they actually say that that's the numerical value of the difference between Shamayim and Aretz. Because Shamayim, right, is 390, and Aretz is 200, right? Aretz is 291. So the difference is going to be the 99 years that a person has in this world. That they come and they have the 99 years in this world that they fulfill. But the question, though, that they ask themselves is, 1 second, when it says Lech, why does it say Lecha? Lecha is extra. Lech just means go. So I tell a person, can you please go? But go for yourself. Lech, Lecha. The Lecha is extra. So what does Rashi say? Rashi says the reason why it says Lecha, La'anatecha ultovatecha, for your good and for your benefit. Because there I'm going to make you into a goy gadol, and here you're not going to have children. And not only that, I'm going to show everybody who you are. And that's why he comes and he says, I'm not just stam, I'm telling you to go. This is good for you. Right? This is good for you. So Rishim Shalom Hirsch comes and he says something very interesting. He says, it's not because of the zilzul in the moledet that we come and we said you have to leave your nation, you have to leave your land. Right? The opposite. We learned the incredible concept of the nisayon of Avraham Avinu, right? Just like we know, right, that all of a sudden he's going to have everything they wanted was name, and they wanted everything. But the question that we have to ask ourselves is that we obviously have to teach very important morals, right, and things like that. And the Yadut is teaching us that. But he says, but when it says Lech Lecha for yourself, what's going on? A person shouldn't say, listen, I'm a tzaddik, right, for other people, and therefore I don't really need to do anything else. Everyone is obligated to do it for themselves. Lech, it's because of you. Nothing to do with anybody else. It's because of you. And therefore you have to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu even by yourself. Nothing to do with anybody else, right? He says we could come and we could, be Mekayem or not. He says, imagine right now, right, what it was, the genes of a Jew. The genes of a Jew is to be by themselves, to be Ever Anar, to be an Avraham Avinu. Avraham was completely different than anybody else. He says that's the genes. And this is an incredible present that Avraham Avinu came, and he knew how to go on his own. Right? You have to know that you're not going to be dragged after anybody. You continue doing what you need. It could be that you're a part of them, but they don't own you, and they don't control you. You're always going to be on your own entity, serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This comes only because of what we just said over here. This comes because of the power, right? Which means not because everyone loves a certain song, you have to love it. Not because certain people, they have to have a certain type of a haircut or a certain type of a clothing, you have to do it. He says, no, you have to see what's on your status, what's on your radar, right? Where are you? Do you know, I see it all the time. You all of a sudden, everyone has a certain type of haircut, boom. So now the haircut is, this is all short, and over here you have so much hair that you can't even see, you can't even see their head, right? They've got more hair than anything else, right? And every single time they have a different type of, whether it's a haircut, all of a sudden everybody has the same haircut, and all of a sudden this, and all of a sudden that. And what's going on? Yeah, how does it work exactly? See, he says, but really, man, that's Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu was teaching us, go against the current. Go against everybody else. You could be a part of everybody. But really, Be'emet, you're against them. Why are you against them? Because you don't have to do what they do. You do what's right. And that was an Avraham Avinu. He says if somebody comes and he's going to change something, it's not going to change anything else. But they're not the boss of you. So what? He says, why do you learn? Because everyone's learning. Why are you praying? Because everybody's praying. He says, no. He says, where's you? The Lech Lecha. Where's you in the picture? You have to be the one that's doing everything. So it's known that there was a famous story of a father that he goes, right, with his son. So imagine he takes his son and he puts the son on a donkey and he's riding, and the father's going. The first person that they come and they see They come and they say, I don't understand. He says, the first person comes and he says, I don't understand this. The father, right? What a busha. The son is on the donkey and the father is riding the donkey. Like the father is like guiding the donkey where to go, right? He says the opposite should be. Where's the kibud avayim, right? So they both think and say it's true. So what happens? So they both go down, right? And all of a sudden now the father's on top, right? And now the son is on the bottom and they're going with the donkey. The next place, another person comes. He's the Dora Chadash. He's the new generation. And he says, I don't understand you, right? The new generation, the youngsters, they come and they say, I don't understand you. The father, the strong one, is riding on the donkey. And the son, that he's the weak one, he's walking along. What's going on? So they come and they think, okay, fine, you know what? Maybe you're right. So they both go down. And then they come and they say, you know what? We're going to come and we're going to put the donkey on us, right? So therefore, the third person comes and he says, he examined him. He says, what is that? Right? No, sorry, I forgot. What happened was he comes and he says that both of them, they ride on the donkey. So the third person comes and he says, I don't understand. You guys are going two people on the donkey. The donkey won't support you. The donkey will fall underneath you. On both of them, both of you are on the donkey. What's going on? Right? So what happens? They both get down and then they both put the donkeys on their shoulders. Right? So he says, that's what's happening nowadays. Nowadays, we're all just waiting to see what are people saying. So the first person might be from the old generation, and the second person might be from the new generation, from the Gen Z or whatever you want to call them, right? And then each one is going to come tell you something different. But the ometz of the lev is that you have to understand that the tzibur are not going to decide for me what is correct and what is not correct. They're not going to control me. I'm an Avram Avinu. Avram Avinu tells you, Lech, Lecha. You always have to remember what's good for you. Not what's good for anybody else, but what's good for you. And when we come and we internalize that message and realize where are we in the equation, what is the best for me, that changes everything. That changes everything. Why? Because that's in essence what a person is supposed to do. They're supposed to realize what is the most important thing in life, and therefore that's what they have to run after. And even if it's going to go against everybody else, it doesn't matter. Why? Because they know what is the truth and what are we supposed to be doing.